Welcome back. Buying 3,000 ICP cryptocurrency coins, is this a goal that should be achieved? We're going to be discussing that in today's video, and not only talking about buying ICP coins, but also staking, because the internet computer ecosystem has locked staking. So you have to lock your coins for a certain amount of time to start earning rewards. And yeah, we're going to be discussing that, along with many other topics, including Trump is now mining Bitcoin, at least the Trump family. Michael Saylor continues to stack Bitcoin. The Bitcoin mining companies are stacking, and Ethereum is continuing to get a lot of FUD. Here we are now in Q2 of 2025. Time is going very rapidly, especially in these markets. And we are now approaching the 1 year since the Bitcoin halving occurred in 2024, and we have seen massive price improvement since the bear market. $15,000, $20,000 Bitcoin is now at $80,000, $100,000 Bitcoin, but other cryptos, including Ethereum, continue to just not perform. Even as others like Solana are still outperforming the rest of the market, they're underperforming in the near recent history, right? With Solana coming down 50% from its all-time record high of $260 just a few months ago. But we're still seeing the FUD train, the FUD campaigns really get blasted on some of the most long-standing cryptocurrency blockchain ecosystems with the most usage, the most use cases, the most integrations. And Bloomberg posted an article that states Ethereum developers have been fleeing, early followers are angry, and the token on the network, Ether, has lagged both Bitcoin and its smaller competitors. Well, let's get into it. Don't forget to give this video a free thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. That way you're always notified every single time we upload. We have a lot to discuss in today's video, so let's get right into it. So one of the things that we're going to do is break this down right here, because we're going to continue to break down the Ethereum FUD, because our job as analysts and investors is to kind of understand what the market is doing, what the narratives that are being kind of floated out there, and how they're trying to impact the market. We've talked about this for a while now, because Ethereum has been fudded for, eternity, but really just in the most recently, like the last month or so, since the meme coin situation on Solana kind of brought down the ecosystem over there. Everybody's been fudding Ethereum. And meanwhile, personally, I'm the most bullish I've been in years on Ethereum. And I hope that I'm right on this, but it seems that we are really in kind of this bullish territory, but all this FUD is coming out. And to me, that's kind of a counter indicator, right? Ethereum developers have been fleeing, Bloomberg says. Fleeing to where? Where are Ethereum developers fleeing to? Solana? That's bullshit. That is not true, not happening, no way in heck that is going on. So where are the Ethereum developers running to? Are they running to Binance? No. Are they running to XRP? No. Are they running to Cardano? No. Dogecoin? No. Maybe they're running to the Ethereum adjacent blockchains or the Ethereum layer 2 blockchains. That's totally possible. But would that be a net negative or a net positive for Ethereum, right? But who are all of these developers that are fleeing? Because I follow a lot of the core developers of these ecosystems who know what's going on, and I haven't seen anything about all these developers, quote unquote, fleeing the Ethereum ecosystem. I mean, you could look at the data to show that this is just complete FUD nonsense, right? Fear, uncertainty, doubt. I mean, there may be some truth to what they're saying, right? Maybe the developers are fleeing to layer 2s, but they're still in the Ethereum ecosystem, right? This is complete hogwash. Anyway, let's go to DeFi Llama. And by the way, we have a lot more to talk about. I know some people really don't like Ethereum. For what reason, I don't know. But, as analysts, we have to really kind of put that aside and just look at, can we make returns on this investment? And yeah, as we've seen on DeFi, number one protocol in terms of total value lock, number one protocol in terms of protocols deployed on chain, number one protocol in terms of real active addresses in 24 hours. I mean, you tell me, right, where are these developers going? And early followers are angry. Why would early followers be angry? They're angry because the price is $1,800. Early followers either got in for free or they got in for much, much, much lower prices. I would imagine probably under the $10 range. So why would early followers be unhappy if they're in the 1000x return, or gains in the last 10 years or so? An even shorter period of time, just in the last cycle, the low was around $600 to $800. So even if you were there, you're 3x from where you were. So why would early followers be angry, and who would they be angry at? The market? What is the market? Anyway, and then the token on the network has lagged both Bitcoin and smaller competitors. Now, this is true, but this is also kind of an indicator like, guys, what we're going to be talking about in a few minutes is these large corporations and potentially governments buying Bitcoin literally at the top of the market. I have a whole nother video coming out called Billionaires Are Buying the Top. I don't understand what is going on here, and I don't understand how they don't foresee the risk of buying the top of the market, right? And so when I see Ethereum at literal multi-year lows, significantly underperforming the rest of the market, at least in terms of competitors with the same types of technology, I'm like, let's go back to the fundamentals. Back to the fundamentals. I keep saying this over and over on my videos because it really does go back to the fundamentals. Let's look at the numbers. So on this dashboard, we can see smart contract deployments on Ethereum. In total number of smart contracts across all available chains in the Ethereum ecosystem, 1 billion. Okay, 1 billion. And again, this is Ethereum and the other kind of Ethereum, I call them Ethereum adjacent cryptos or blockchains. Smart contracts deployment by chain. And you can see here, Ethereum, it's showing 6.1% of the entire market, with Polygon, which is in Ethereum layer 2, with the majority, with 380 million total smart contracts deployed. It says Ethereum has about 72 million contracts deployed. But again, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, like, where are the Ethereum developers fleeing to? Polygon? Because Polygon is an Ethereum layer 2. And in my view, Polygon is basically the same thing, right? It's very similar to if a company opens a subsidiary of another company, right? Let's take, for instance, I don't know, certain chain restaurants or chain stores or vehicles, right? They have subsidiary. Actually, this is a perfect example. I'm pretty sure Wayfair is a subsidiary of Sears. So most people don't even know Sears is around, but Wayfair is potentially Sears, right? Or a subsidiary of it. And so it's basically the same thing. Same thing is going on here with Polygon and Ethereum. Optimism, Phantom, and Binance Smart Chain, and then very small other ones. But you see there's no Solana on here. And from my research, it is actually basically impossible to know the actual number of smart contracts, or as Solana calls them, active programs. Programs are smart contracts on the Solana ecosystem. There's no actual way to find out the actual number of smart contracts deployed on the Solana network at any one time, right? The network that's going to change the world, according to the Solana maximalists, can't even tell us how many smart contracts they have deployed on chain. This is the only metric that I've been able to find which shows active programs that have at least one interaction within the observed period. And you can see over the last 3 months, it shows about 17 to 1800 total smart contracts. Okay, again, going back to what Ethereum has, total smart contracts deployed, just Ethereum alone, 72 million. If you combine that with Polygon, it's about 450 million smart contracts compared to Solana's 1800. Okay, so again, where are all the developers fleeing to? Where is all the use cases fleeing to? They're not. This is clearly just FUD. And again, in my view, as an investor, as an analyst in these markets, not financial advice, these are just my opinions, it's very clear between Ethereum and Solana, or Ethereum and XRP, where the money is going to flow. It's not going to flow into the coins that are already at their all-time record high, like XRP and Solana. It's going to go into ones that haven't even hit their all-time record high, like Ethereum, in my view. Now, Bitcoin is a whole different story, and we're going to be discussing Bitcoin in just a minute because the billionaires are literally buying the top of the market. But before we get there, one of the headlines of this video was buying 3,000 Internet Computer Protocol coins, ICP. Now, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Internet Computer Protocol. I do hold some of the coin, not majority of my portfolio by far, but I do think that this is an investable asset for my portfolio. It's number 37 on the market charts. And so when we look at Internet Computer pricing, right now it's about $5, which is basically about double what the cycle low was. The cycle low was about, you can't even see it on this chart. The charts in ICP are very difficult to look at because of the crash at the beginning of the protocol launching. But anyway, it doesn't matter. $2.90 was the low in September of 2023. We bought that low. And then we sold the high in January of 2024. We talked about that on this channel very extensively. I think it went to like $15 at the time or $20. So again, from $2.90 to $15, it's basically 5 to 7x. This is huge returns, especially from an asset that is building AI, has already launched AI at this point, and is really not getting the credit that it deserves. I mean, we just talked about a few weeks ago that if you used to go to CoinMarketCap or many of the other like price aggregation websites, if you used to click on the AI category, Internet Computer wouldn't even be there. And meanwhile, Internet Computer was the only protocol that literally has on-chain AI running already. Right? The other chains, it's all kind of just being talked about. I guess Render is kind of working on the back end for Apple products in some way, but I don't know how involved that is, and I don't know how much of that is AI or actually like rendering for video and stuff like that. It seems like it's more of on the processing side versus the AI side. But anyway, I mean, going way off topic, the bottom line is last year, Internet Computer wasn't even in the AI categories on these sites, and now they are, thankfully, because Internet Computer is the only blockchain that's running it. But anyway, we also talk about staking within the Internet Computer ecosystem called neuron dissolving or dissolving neurons. I'm not going to get too deep into that on today's video. Just basically, you have to understand that a neuron is basically staking. It's just another name for staking. And the thing with the Internet Computer staking ecosystem is you have to lock your coins for a certain amount of time. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you look at like other ecosystems like Ethereum staking or Cardano staking, this is considered liquid staking, meaning you can pull your money out at any point, or you can convert it to like a liquid asset that you can actually transact. And there's other ecosystems that have locked staking. So you put your coins in that they're locked. You can't take them out for a certain amount of time. And then as that certain amount of time goes by, you get paid rewards. And at the end of the contract, you get your money back. It's very similar to like a CD, a certificate, a cash deposit at the bank where you get, 3-month CD or 9-month CD or whatever, and you get a certain amount of money back. Now, these staking periods can go anywhere from, basically weeks all the way to years. And the longest period is 8 years staking. And we've seen 8 years staking increasing significantly from when ICP launched. You can see here back in January of 2022, Internet Computer staking with 8 years locked was 106 million ICP. And today, maybe you can't see it because I have all of this stuff on the screen. Sorry about that. But you can see right here, 109 or 106 million ICP were locked for 8 years back in 2022. And now where we are today, 144. So we've had basically a 44% increase in long-term staking in the ICP ecosystem. And here's the deal. I mean, I would not personally stake any of my assets for that period of time. I don't believe in locking assets up. And we've talked about this before on the channel. Like, there's a lot of people who believe that real estate is the grand investment. This is the best investment anybody can make. Now, for some people, it is, especially if you're going to be working a specific career, not moving, you love, stability. Yes, it could, owning a home could be good, but I don't look at it as an investment, right? Buying something when you're in your 30s or 20s or even 40s and then paying it off in your 70s, what's the point, right? Now you have a $1 million home or $2 million home, let's say, and what are you going to, you're 70 or 80 years old. You know what I mean? It's like, you want that money now. And if you look at cryptocurrency, in my view, this is one of the ways that prove that real estate investing is not superior, right? But the other thing with real estate investing is you have overhead, right? You have property taxes, you have utilities, you have liability, you have insurance, you have potential non-payment of rent. Now, if you're living there, obviously there's other maintenance issues that this costs money, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Bitcoin, there's none of that. There's literally none of that. I was talking to a real estate investor recently, and they're like, Cryptoviser, like, real estate is the ultimate investment. He's like, I make this much money because of real estate. I'm like, yes, I get that. But you also have a lot of overhead. And if you need the money today, right? Let's say you need to, pay off another loan or pay off a bill, or a business didn't go good and you need the whatever the reason is, you cannot necessarily sell your. I mean, I've seen homes on the market for over a year recently, right? This is unheard of, never heard before. And even in a very liquid market, in a very high real estate throughput market where there's a lot of sales going on, it's still not liquid, right? I mean, 30 days to get your money, or 40 days or 90 days to close on the home. This is not a liquid asset. Bitcoin is liquid. Stocks are liquid. Gold is liquid because you can liquidate it same day and very easily. Anyway, so that's the reason that personally I would not lock my own coins for a certain amount of time, because I don't think that it's we don't know what could happen in the market. I mean, ICP could start collapsing, and if you can't even access your coins for another multiple years, this could be a huge problem. Now, hopefully none of that does happen, right? And this is the people, I would imagine a lot of people who are staking their coins for this amount of time. I mean, guys, 44% of the network, according to the Internet Computer Dashboard, 44% of all the coins in existence are in staking, right? Locked for a certain period of time. 1.2 billion ICP, $1.2 billion worth of ICP, I should say. If I'm doing the no, I think it's anyway, whatever. You guys kind of get the point. Moving right along. So this user called Cryptalo, he said, I compose songs for the World Computer Protocol. Okay, I didn't know ICP had song. But anyway, he said 3,000 ICP goal achieved. I continue to follow my personal journey one step at a time without fear or hesitation. After all, I am investing in the most innovative blockchain ever created for the future of Web3, or rather now Web 3000, according to him. And he posted a video right here. By the way, there are some other videos on his page that show that he has been dollar cost averaging, like the ultimate dollar cost averager into Internet Computer Protocol. And what we're going to see here is that you can actually see that he is going to take his ICP. I believe he got another 500 in this one to bring it to 3,000 total ICP. And let's take a look at this here. I don't think there's audio. Oh, there's music, so we can't have music on. So he's increasing his stake here from 2,500. He's adding 503 ICP. That's going to bring him to 3,000 ICP total in staking. He is continuing to increase his neuron stake. Remember, staking in ICP is called neurons. It shows where it's going. He's sending it from his wallet. I believe this is his wallet. We kind of got like mid of what he's doing here. And now he has 3,000 ICP staked. And you can see here, it's locked. The age bonus is 4%, right? So he's locking for 8 years. Dissolve delay is 8 years. Dissolve delay bonus is plus 100%. And then it shows the active neuron time. How long left? 181 days, 14 hours to confirm the following. Confirm following? I don't know what that means. I guess maybe just to make sure that your stake is still live, like this is going on. I don't know. I haven't got too deep into all the mechanics of ICP. As you guys know, I'm not big into staking for the locked staking, for instance. But yeah, I mean, very interesting stuff because 3,000 ICP you can see here is worth about $16,000, and this is the this is the theory of dollar cost averaging. This is the theory of compounding interest. The thing is, a lot of people don't really understand how this all plays out. But if you look here, right, and he's been able to stake $15,000 or $16,000 over the course of who knows how long, maybe a few years, maybe a few weeks, whatever. But 3,000 ICP, $16,000, and we are currently, and this video was just posted, so I'm guessing the pricing on what we're talking about is very similar. And so we're at $5. And so, if we just go to the all-time or the recent all-time high, which happened last year, we were at about $20. That was what I was telling you back in 2023. We went from $2.90 to $20 effectively. And so if we just go back to $20, and that may not happen this cycle, but if we do, effectively, he going from $15,000 to $60,000, a 4x. And this is huge, right? Especially for people who are not making that much money, who are not millionaires or billionaires. It is really amazing to see those kind of numbers. But here's what happens, guys. And this is potentially part of the reason that people stake for long periods of time. That way as one of those infomercials used to say, you set it and forget it. When you set it and forget it, you're kind of forced to believe in the ecosystem, build in the ecosystem, support the ecosystem. And so this is how it's kind of like incentivization to make internet computer actually work, because this is the same thing effectively, but in the new digital world, as how, early stage startups happen, right? A lot of these startups, angel investors or whatever, they invest relatively small portions of money and they get relatively large portions of the company. But the thing is, they're not hoping about the company just working out now. They're hoping about a buyout of the company, like Amazon or Google coming around and saying, hey, we're going to buy the company for $2 billion. And they may have invested 5 million or 10 million. So you turn $10 million into, or $10 million valuation into $1 billion valuation. You do the math on that, on that return on investment. It's huge. And so the issue here, though, is, can people sell, right? Can you sell? If we did go back to $20 and you had $16,000, not locked in staking, right? Just in your wallet, would you be able to sell even though you 4x your portfolio? A lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people will say, no, we're going to go to $25. No, we're going to go to $30. And they just keep moving the goalposts. They just keep moving the goalpost. And they never actually sell. And then we go into a bear market, and then they're dollar cost averaging again. Then we go through another bull market. They do the same thing. They don't sell, and it just keeps happening over and over and over. And by the way, this is a strategy to stake it, to lock your coins, to never sell your coins. And it's not just in the internet computer ecosystem. By the way, congratulations to Cryptalo for achieving 3,000 internet computer protocol dollar cost average ownership. But moving on, MicroStrategy, right? They've already said they're not selling. And even surprised me in the last cycle that they have not sold yet. And I don't know if we'll ever see selling from them. They may not ever need to sell, right? But if you don't have diamond hands like Michael Saylor, well, lock staking may be a good alternative in a protocol that you believe in. But anyway, MicroStrategy has now acquired 22,000 more Bitcoin for almost $2 billion at $86,000. They now have 528,000 Bitcoin acquired with their average dollar cost average $67,000. Now, guys, as I've been showing you on my videos, the actual situation here with MicroStrategy is their dollar cost average price keeps going higher. Now, granted, in the longer term, this is obviously going to happen if they continue to purchase Bitcoin at higher prices. But the situation that we see here, and the situation that we've been discussing on the channel, is that Nobody is really following the strategy or the strategy besides the Bitcoin companies, right? The crypto companies and what they are all doing now, including the Bitcoin mining companies, by the way, because we just heard Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital starts a massive $2 billion stock sale plan to buy more Bitcoin. So the company, which has the second largest Bitcoin stash among publicly traded companies, right? Strategy is number one, Marathon is number two. They want to buy more Bitcoin. And so they're going to be doing at the market stock offerings to raise capital after previously raising $1.4 billion through at the market offering. And what does at the market offering mean? A lot of people don't fully understand what that means. What that means is they're selling their stock on the open market at usually elevated prices. We're going to be coming back to hut mining in a second, but before we go there, so Marathon Digital right now, when I'm recording this video, is 1170. You can see that it's come down from about $25 from the recent high, and in 2021 it was at $70. But the recent high was about $27. So basically a little bit more than double the price where we're at right now. But here's what happens. This is going to be the same thing that happens with MicroStrategy. They're selling on the open market. And as they're selling on the open market, the price of the stock goes down, right? I mean, it's the same thing like inflating a crypto. If a cryptocurrency inflates their circulating supply and the market cap is staying the same, what happens to the price? The price goes down. Now, what we're seeing going on here is MicroStrategy, they're buying this Bitcoin with their new debt offering, because what they did in January was they approved an increase in their stock, their number of stock that they have, from 300 million to 10 billion, a 30x. So effectively, you can be devalued by 30x, by 30 times. Basically, you're going to go to zero if they did that all at once. They're not going to do it all at once. But when they started selling those shares on the open market in February, it started to collapse the MicroStrategy stock price, and also the price of Bitcoin started to go down, and the Bitcoin ETF started to outflow significant sums of money. And what I've been telling my viewers is their MicroStrategy is selling the top of the market in their stock, right? Or close. I'm just saying kind of like the Pico top of the market. And then they're buying Bitcoin at the top, and then they just keep doing it over and over again. This is going to have other effects in the market, like the price of Bitcoin coming down, like the ETFs pulling Bitcoin out of the ETFs and selling on the market. But now MicroStrategy has another kind of debt offering called STRF, which is effectively just a debt offering on the open market. They're doing it a little bit different. But Marathon Digital is not. They're going to keep selling $2 billion at the market. Now, we don't know if they're going to do this immediately. You don't know when they're going to sell on the open market until after they do it. Sometimes you can see the volume increase in the market when the rest of the Bitcoin mining companies are not seeing increases, and so you can kind of identify some of that. But you don't know when they're selling until after they sell. So why would I want to be holding this stock while they're doing all of that, right? And so the strategy of holding forever and taking out debt to hold forever and selling your stock on the market to hold forever, this is a very interesting strategy. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. I just believe that there's a lot of risk in it. As we've been talking about, there's a potential, if MicroStrategy keeps buying the top of this market in terms of the Bitcoin price, we could see some instability in the bear market, right? Think FTX and Celsius and all of Voyager and BlockFi and all of these different companies that went down in the bear market. It was over leveraging themselves. And so again, MicroStrategy is buying the top of the market. Billionaires are buying the top of the market. Marathon buying the top of the market. And it's not just Marathon, guys. It's not just Marathon. All the Bitcoin mining companies, they're all saying, "Oh, we're gonna keep acquiring more Bitcoin. We're not gonna sell any more of our Bitcoin." But they're doing this at the top of the market. They should be selling at the top of the market. We're at literal all-time record highs. They should be selling now. They should have been hoarding in the bear market. It seems most of them were not doing that, and it's like, do they not understand how the market dynamics work, or they just don't care? right? But guys, it's not just the Bitcoin mining companies, it's not just MicroStrategy. The Trump family is now launching new Bitcoin mining business called American Bitcoin. And they're doing this alongside Hut 8 Mining, another publicly traded Bitcoin mining company, which announced this past week that it was partnering with the Trump sons, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., to build a new Bitcoin mining subsidiary called American Bitcoin. The public company, whose market capitalization is about $1.2 billion, will continue substantially all of its Bitcoin ASICs or specially designed computer chips to the subsidiary in exchange for 80% of the company's stock. So essentially, Hut 8 is going to provide the Bitcoin mining equipment, and they're going to get 80% of the stock in American Bitcoin, which means everybody else, aka the Trumps, are going to get 20% of this Bitcoin mining company, right? Approximately. The Bitcoin miner did not specify whether the Trump family would own the other 20%. Simply buying Bitcoin is only half the story, Trump Jr. said. Mining it on favorable economics opens an even bigger opportunity. Now, they are really just diving into crypto all over the place. So is this something that they really just, they're going to be putting all their energy in? No. So don't get so excited, because they have a lot of other business lines as well. But it is an indicator that we are going to see the mining companies doing well. We are going to see the kind of proxy stocks like the Bitcoin strategy, MicroStrategy, Bitcoin mining companies. I think they're all going to do fairly well when the market turns around, because again, there's still a lot of big money that doesn't want to touch Bitcoin. They don't want to mess with the ETFs, but they want exposure to the industry. And the easiest way to get exposure to the industry and be able to liquidate when you see some of the risk is in companies like the Bitcoin mining stocks, like the MicroStrategies of the world. This is a great opportunity for them to own a cash flowing, or for the Bitcoin mining companies at least, cash flowing business for the most part. Or MicroStrategy, just an over leverage kind of play on Bitcoin. And you can play the leverage on that play by, betting options or other type of derivatives on top of MicroStrategy. So I've already told my viewers for many, many months now, I mean, really over a year, all the Bitcoin mining companies are at multi-year lows. I mean, look at Griffin Mining. It was at $1 last year. Now it's at 16 cents, right? Now it's $11 million. I mean, they could just get acquired by another company for double this price, and shareholders would get double that value, right? Or they're going to actually perform and start making announcements about AI pivots and stuff like that if the market is moving higher. Bitfarms, also under $1, 78 cents. This has come down substantially. Meanwhile, they're also refocusing their energy and their efforts on the United States United States energy and Bitcoin and AI high power compute mining. I mean, guys, I am not even joking. Bitfarms just hired James Bond to run their mining, their AI and high power compute operations. They literally hired 007 to, what do you think is going to happen to their AI and high power compute run by a guy named James Bond, 007? Like, what do you guys think? Of course they're going to do well. Of course they're going to do well. And there's a lot of people unhappy with Bitfarms right now. I get it. But boy, when I see the market down this much in the course of 1 year, I mean, going from $3 at the peak of the Bitcoin mining frenzy in 2024 all the way down to 78 cents, $500 million valuation. They have 20 exahashes, which is basically half the hash rate of the big Bitcoin mining companies like Marathon Digital. Marathon Digital is worth $4 billion. And they basically only have 3 times the hash rate, or 2.5 times the hash rate that Bitfarms has. So either Marathon Digital is highly overvalued or Bitfarms is highly undervalued. And by the way, Bitfarms owns about 100 I think 100 or $200 million worth of Bitcoin themselves. So, in my view, when I see all of these factors in the market, right, it tells me we have people, regular everyday people, dollar cost averaging into individual cryptos, right? We have the FUD campaign in full swing against Ethereum and the most highly developed and used blockchains on the planet. Oh, the developers are fleeing. Where the fuck are they fleeing to? Like, where are they fleeing to? Because they're not fleeing to Solana. They're just not. And they're not fleeing to XRP. Definitely not. And so the Ethereum developers are not fleeing. If anything, they're just moving to the layer twos because the layer twos have more flexibility to build on. Ethereum layer one is not meant to be as flexible as layer twos, the same way Bitcoin is not meant to be as flexible as, let's say, the Lightning Network. That's part of the security of the network. That's part of the valuation and the value of these networks and the security of the financial networks, which is what we are talking about on this channel, right? The financial aspect to these coins. And so, this FUD campaign about Ethereum this is complete hogwash. And in my view, it's made so that normal everyday people, they're like, oh yeah, I can't invest in Ethereum. All the developers are fleeing. And most people are going to think, oh, they're fleeing to Solana. There is no Ethereum developers fleeing to Solana. And honestly, if there are a few, they probably should, because that means they probably weren't building and making money on Ethereum. And so is that Ethereum's fault that they're not making money? Or is that their fault that they're not building products that can make money on Ethereum? I don't know the answer to this. I'm just asking. But yeah, Solana, meme coins, come on. Versus, 72 million smart contracts on layer one, 380 million smart contracts on layer two. And Solana, we don't even know how many smart contracts they have, which makes me believe they probably don't have that many. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below on everything we discussed today. Would you lock your coins for any amount of time and not be able to access them? Let me know that down below in the comments, and I'll see you when I see you. Crypto on.